Fundamentally, our architecture is all aimed at around reducing costs for the operator. And the whole liquid radio concept we introduced previously was about the idea of how you can do that in an architecturally better way, so to speak. As you may know, we announced liquid radio back in CTIA in March of this year, and we made another announcement in CommunicAsia about it's called a triple RF unit with 90 watts. And basically, that's a lot of power. And if you aggregate it, it means 240 watts across a single site. And in general, power means you can penetrate buildings a little bit better, you can go a little bit further, it gives you better battery life. So on an overall perspective, it gives you a better coverage. So that's one of the ways to help in building coverage. But we also have other products such as a Flexi base station, a Femto base station and a Pico base station. We call it the Flexi Lite for the Pico. Those are actually particularly designed for in-building coverage, small and very easy to deploy. As people move around, whether it by daytime or time of day or day of week, capacity moves around the network. And that's where the idea of liquid came into play. How can you provide capacity in different parts of the network without having to spend too much money in effect? So liquid radio gives you capacity, but lets that capacity be used wherever you happen to be, whether it's indoor, outdoor, top floor, bottom floor, in a cost-effective way. All the numbers show that about broadband, something like 70% of usage is indoor. So that's why there's an interest in being able to cover indoor very well. But there's many techniques to doing that. One is small cells, one is high power cells. We also have something actually out in our booth here called active antennas. And active antennas basically means kind of an intelligent antenna. And one of the things you can do with that is actually aim it at, we call it vertical sectorization. So it allows you to actually aim it at different heights, so to speak. And that could be one of the solutions for high buildings, for example. One of the most important factors is how to get the costs down. So we all know that broadband is exploding, but maybe the revenue is not coming at in a one-to-one relationship with that explosion. So how do you do this in a cost-effective way? And part of that whole liquid radio story is how do you do it in a cost-effective way. One is the active antennas, which I talked about. Another one is we call it baseband pooling, which basically means you share capacity across many, many sites, which you cannot do today. And by doing that sharing, you reduce your costs. So I think in terms of on the access side, reducing costs and doing it in a seamless way is the most important thing going forward. Once you get prices at the right level, once you get coverage at the right level, so everybody is happy with their service and it's a good price, the next thing that happens is they want better quality. So another announcement we made here is about, we call it customer experience management. And basically what that boils down to is giving personalized improvement on a personal experience, not only how the network is doing, but how are you doing in terms of your experience with a service. So we call it Customer Experience Management 2.0, and it basically relates to collecting data from the network, analyzing that data, and then taking an action on that data so that you get a better experience. And the way it does that is things like maybe automatically setting some settings in your device, maybe changing some of your service profile, maybe sending you an SMS to do something. But the whole idea is to improve the customer experience with broadband.